Hey, welcome to Mind Your Own Biz, the podcast where we help small business owners with big dreams build something authentically you. I'm Alycia Yerves, educator, marketer, designer, nacho enthusiast, and your big sister in business. I'm excited for us to have this cozy spot to chat. Each episode, we'll tackle candid conversations, actionable tips, and a few fun tangents to help you run your business your way. Because business is always personal, no matter what anyone says. So grab your iced coffee or those nachos and let's get started. Hello there. Welcome to episode 2 of Mind Your Own Biz. I am Alycia Yerves, your host for this podcast. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I just released my first episode. I dropped both of them today, so go ahead and check it out. It's called episode 1. And it's titled Finally Hitting Record, my imperfect podcast launch. So check that out if you haven't listened to it yet. But today, I am recording this on Wednesday, November 27th, the day before Thanksgiving, which means we are just a couple days away from the biggest holiday shopping event of the year. Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, all the things, right? And as usual, each year, the holiday shopping season starts earlier and earlier and earlier. They're launching stuff today. They launched stuff earlier this week. They launched stuff last week. They launched stuff at the beginning of November. They launched stuff the day before Halloween. I mean, I love the holidays personally, but the craze to shop is just insane. However, I thought it would be a good idea as like a quickie episode today, just to go over some ideas for you to squeeze in your own holiday promotion. If you haven't planned anything yet, there's still time. You can pull some stuff together. So we're going to talk about that a bit today. First, I want to let you know, if you're looking for some ideas on what you can do for your business this holiday season, check out my free guide called Holiday Hustle. So you're going to go to alyciayerves.com/holiday hustle, and you will be able to download my free guide. It's simple. It's not super overwhelming. It's just giving you some quick tips and ideas of how you can make it a better shopping and buying experience for your customers. So I will be sure to send that right to your inbox if you sign up. And this is totally doable stuff that you can do on your own. Even if you don't have a digital product to purchase per se, or, maybe you're not selling a service online necessarily. There's still tips in this guide to just tighten up your overall web presence. And I'm going to go over some of those tips today on this episode too. But if you want a hard copy, if you want those details, alyciayerves.com/holiday hustle. Now, if you recall, from some of my social media content, I don't love the phrase hustle. I believe that we all deserve rest and need rest, and we don't have to prove that we earn our rest based on how hard we hustle and how hard we work. Like, no, I believe that rest is as important as sleep and food and fresh air and, all of those things. But I also like alliteration and I like themes. And so when I was creating my free guide, I went with holiday hustle anyway. But it's more about like the hustle and bustle of the holiday, not so much like hustle culture. Like, no, like, please, I don't subscribe to that culture. Um, so talking about the holiday season, right? Like, holiday promotions are overwhelming. Our inboxes are exploding. Our social media feeds are full of a million reels, pushing all these different products and all these different services, and it can be hard to keep up. Let alone us trying to find time to actually do some holiday shopping for our own families and friends, right? Um, so I do just want to acknowledge the stress of all of that. Um, but I really think that you can still use this time to market your business authentically without totally burning out before Santa comes down the chimney. I really believe that. So though I'm recording this episode and releasing it, hopefully I'm releasing it today. We'll see. Um, releasing it the day before Thanksgiving. Uh, there's still some stuff you can do in here to get ready for Black Friday weekend, or at least for Cyber Monday, and at the very least for the whole month of December when everyone is shopping for Christmas and Hanukkah and all the things. Um, so let's go through some of my tips. These are some simple steps to strengthen your web presence for the holiday. So, it's kind of like look at this as like a festive makeover for your business. So, just like wrapping the perfect gift, these steps are going to add a touch of holiday magic to your online presence, ensuring that your customers can find you easily throughout this season and year round. Because really, like, the key to a successful holiday season is creating a frictionless experience for your web visitors, making it as easy as possible for them to do business with you. All right, so why don't we deck these digital halls, okay? Um, so the first thing, talk a little bit about optimizing your website. Now, full disclosure, I am not an SEO specialist. I've gotten emails about that over the last year in particular. People are looking for that service. I get it. There are many, many excellent SEO providers out there. I would suggest that you look some up in your region. That are, fairly local to you and that have great reviews, or ask some of your colleagues and friends who they use, so that you're going with someone, tried and true. But here are some little easy things that you can try to focus on for holiday. Um, I really think that these can improve the overall experience for your shoppers. So one, check out your page speed. Um, if you can Google website page speed. There's a bunch of free tools out there where basically like you can drop your URL into those free tools and it'll tell you like how well your website is doing in terms of like load time and all of that. Because you want it to be able to not hold them up, right? You want them to be able to find their stuff quickly. Also, consider how your website looks on mobile. Don't just look at how it looks on a computer, because I don't know about you, but most of my website traffic these days is overwhelmingly mobile, meaning their phone, their tablet, but usually their phone. And I've seen this happen with many of my clients and students where they've never really considered that. They go in to edit their website, they're thinking, oh, this looks great, like everything's perfect. But usually there's an option to view it on a mobile preview as well. And then it's just kind of like, oh man, I have some tweaks to make here. Depending on the platform you use, of course. Some platforms out there are responsive, which means that it automatically takes into account, like, okay, we're going to make sure that this looks good on mobile, automatically. But a lot of platforms, you have to do the work yourself, or at least tweak it. So check that out. Make sure that wording isn't cut off. Make sure that big huge files aren't taking up a lot of load time. Make sure that your call to action buttons, so like buy here, sign up here, subscribe, contact, like whatever your CTA buttons, CTA meaning call to action. Make sure that those are prominent, that they can be clicked and accessed without issues, and make sure that your website just looks good across all screens. Also want to make sure that people can understand the navigation on your site. So, what actions do you want them to take? Where do you want them to go to get the information? Um, I think it's always a good idea, depending on your product, depending on your service or what you do. I think it's always a good idea to have an about page that talks a little bit about you and your background, your business. Certainly, your products and services should be front and center. And really, remember that the website, of course, it's like your online home, and it's important to have a space to be able to host all of your stuff and talk about you and who you are and how you can help them. But the website should really be about your client. It should be infused with your personality so that your ideal clients can find you and vibe with you. But the website should serve as, what solution do I have for my ideal client? How can I make their life better, easier, faster? How can I help them? Who do I serve and what do I do? So keep that in mind. And then make sure you have good descriptions for stuff. Whether that's a service, a product. This is something that I'm going to be tweaking myself in 2025. I'm doing like an overhaul of a lot of my website in the coming year because I haven't revisited it in detail in quite some time. And oops, and I'm realizing how I have things outdated on there. I have some new services I want to list. I want to make sure I'm describing it fully. So I have work to do on that point, in and of itself. Next, let's talk about social media. So with social media, it's just a tool, right? It's another tool in your business marketing toolbox. Um, and it's important to keep that up to date as well. So you're showing like that your business is alive, right? So some fun things you can do are, you could change out your business profile picture to make it more festive. Maybe you do something fun with your logo or your a photo of you. Maybe put on a Santa hat or add some Christmas lights or snowflakes, or a gift box, a snow globe. Something that just shows like you're doing something custom for the season. One of my clients is a ceramic studio here in New Jersey called Wish Upon a Jar. Check them out on Instagram. They are killing it. Wish Upon a Jar NJ. They're the best. And I'm hoping to have the owners on a future episode because they're just so creative. And I've been working with them for a long time and they're the best. Anyway, I'm giving them a shout out right now because they have a very fun branding. It's like very colorful tie-dye branding. And something we did for the holidays a few years ago was we changed their normal logo, which is normally a jar, like a colorful kind of tie-dye jar, and we turned it into a Christmas tree. And we just like blanketed that across, Instagram, Facebook, their website, their emails, and all that stuff. So, maybe there's some creative ways that you can change up your branding, still make it clear that it's your brand, or your photo, but do something fun. You could also do the same thing with like cover photos on Facebook, maybe the headline banner across your website, the header on your email newsletter. Maybe there's like some festive visuals you can pull into those things that still go with your brand. Also, now that you're uh, trying to be intentional with your social media this season to try to entice purchases and inquiries and all that stuff. Just a reminder, share testimonials. If you have happy clients and good reviews on Google, on your website, this is a great time to sprinkle those testimonials throughout your content and show like, yeah, I have lots of happy clients. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I'm good at what I do. Look what so and so said. That's always a nice thing to sprinkle throughout this season. And then you want to make sure that you're trying to be cohesive across all the platforms. So if you're using, YouTube and Instagram and Pinterest and LinkedIn and Twitter and, whatever the platforms are, make everything match, if you're changing up some uh, holiday decor across your profiles, make sure they all match. Um, that always looks best. Okay, now let's talk about your contact info. I see this all the time on websites from folks who are inquiring to work with me, or when I'm just a consumer looking for someone to hire or a product to buy from somebody. So often I cannot find contact info easily on folks' websites. You have to dig for information, and that is the worst thing you can ask your clients to do. You don't want people or potential customers to have to dig through your site to find the information. Just because you know it's on there somewhere buried under the snow, like, let's give them a quick win. Let's throw them a bone. Let's make it super simple for them to get the information as quickly as possible. So that means putting your contact info in a very clear spot, whether that's under a contact button, at the top of your page, or in the footer at the bottom of the page, or a big phone number, a big email address. Just make it easy and noticeable for how they can contact you. You could also use, if your website has the functionality, you could set up like an inquiry form, set up a form really easily with all the fields that you want them to fill out, and that can go right to your inbox. Um, that's a very, very helpful uh, feature that I like to use on my website. Also, if you want to get a little fancier, you can set up chat bots. You can set up, customer service chat options. Um, Facebook Messenger even has the ability to do that for you to incorporate it into your website. If you uh, Google Facebook Messenger for my website, and you'll find that the information on how to do that, how to set that up. So that could be something that can save you some time. By the way, I think now's a good time to just mention this because I had taught one of my clients about this feature. Let's say you're using one of those forms, right? You're using a website form to capture whatever information you're asking potential clients. And even if they don't fill out a form, maybe they're just sending you like a cold email asking you about pricing or your services or whatever. If you're responding through Gmail, there is a feature called canned responses. So if you Google that, Gmail canned responses, this has been very, very helpful for me. Basically, it allows you to create templates of responses in your Gmail account so that when someone fills out one of those forms or sends you an inquiry email or whatever, you don't have to like reinvent the wheel with every single response. You don't have to retype everything or go into a sent email, copy paste, like edit from there. Look up canned responses. Very, very helpful. Okay. Then let's talk about, as we're thinking about holiday, um, talking about how to display your stuff in like a more festive way. Maybe there is a fun filter that's built into your website that like adds Christmas lights or jingle bells or candy canes or snow or something like that. That can be a fun feature. You also could do something a little interactive. Maybe you want to add like a holiday playlist to your website that your users can listen to. Um, maybe there are some festive promotions and sales that you can run that are like on brand and fully part of the holiday. I'm going to tell you about the one that I'm running, which starts in a couple days. I'm excited for you to hear about that. Um, and think of, the stuff that you offer and your services and your products and your courses and all that stuff. How can you make it more merry? How can you make it more merry for this season, right? And then you can change it back in the new year. So I think just the most important thing is with these little tweaks, little adjustments, really being intentional about the user experience for folks who land on your page, because you don't want them to land on your page and get frustrated that the site is taking too long to load. I can't find the thing that's on sale. I don't know how to contact this person. They don't look like they've updated their social media in a couple months. I don't see anyone talking about their experience working with this person. I don't see any good reviews. I'm frustrated. I'm leaving the site and I'm going with somebody else. Like, no, let's make sure you're tying up all those loose ends and you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's and giving yourself the best shot to look your best, right? Look your best and your sparkly self during this super competitive season. But also think of these tips and these ideas year round too. Um, Folks should always be able to have a frictionless experience on your site. They should always be able to easily find your contact info, always be able to do business with you very easily. You want it to be as easy for them to buy something from you as possible. Um, Super easy to get your contact information, your hours, that's another thing. Fix your Google listing. If you are a place that has a Google business listing and you haven't looked at it in a million years, make sure your hours are correct. Make sure all your links are correct. Um, make sure if you have a physical location, make sure the pin is in the correct spot. You can list your holiday hours on there. Um, and that is super important for local search. So if you are, a destination, right? You're a restaurant, you're a hair salon, you're a caterer, you're an acupuncturist, you are, you know, you're a store of any kind, a cafe, a florist. Um, Google matters a lot. Your Google business listing matters a lot. So take this time before Christmas fully arrives and the holidays fully arrive. Make sure that is all correct. By the way, I'm going to talk about this in a future episode, but did you know that on your Google listing, you could put up posts the same way you can on social media? You can. You could put up coupons, you could put up pictures, videos, status updates, events, offers, all kinds of stuff. And Google loves when you do that frequently. So just throwing that out there as well. So, yeah, if you are wanting a hard copy of some of these tips, again, head to AlyciaYerves.com/holiday hustle. And I want to tell you about what I'm doing this year. And I'm doing this my way. In the past, have done promotions in December before. I used to do like a December stocking stuffers thing, um, just a couple different offers throughout the year. But I was inspired this year by there's an online educator I follow. I follow a lot of online educators, to always be increasing the items in my digital toolbox, so that I can keep growing and be able to better serve my clients. And one of the educators I follow, her name is Lydia Martin, and she always does a 12 Days of Christmas promotion every year where she basically does 12 days of daily deals. They expire in 24 hours. So it encourages people to take action quickly. Um, and so I've always, I've been on her email list for a while and like the idea. And I was thinking, I'd like to try something like that, but I wanted to do something different and all this. And I have always really liked advent calendars, like you open the door and you get a piece of chocolate or you get a candle or you get a pair of earrings or, whatever the fun thing is behind the door. I always like that. Um, Actually, full disclosure, I don't think as a kid I ever made all the way to 24 days without eating all the chocolate, but that is not the point of the story. So I always liked the idea of an advent calendar. So then I was like, I wonder if I could do like a virtual advent calendar where every day you kind of quote unquote open the door, or the drawer or the box or whatever, open the virtual door and there's a stocking stuffer. There's some sort of surprise or offer or idea or tip or freebie or discount or whatever. So I came up with 24 days of Biz-Mas Cheer, a virtual advent calendar of daily stocking stuffers. So if you go to AlyciaYerves.com/Biz-Mas Cheer, you're going to be able to sign up to make sure that you get notified of these deals. Now, some of the deals are not time sensitive. You can download them anytime you'd like. You can buy them anytime you'd like. You can check them out anytime you'd like. But there's a select group that are deals that are only good for 24 hours. So you kind of got to be in it to win it. And what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to upload or I'm going to update this blog post on my website where I'm going to have all the deals listed. So every single day, it's going to be different. There's going to be another deal or another prize or another, stocking stuffer added. And in addition to that, the ones that are time sensitive, so like the 24-hour ones, I'm going to send an email about. There's all kinds of stuff planned out for 24 days. I've got digital products, I've got downloadable guides, I've got brand new done for you services and done with you services that I have been waiting to launch for a long time. And this finally got me off my ass to launch them. So that's good. There's discounts on some of my most popular offerings. There's some fun tools that I use that you can get deals on those. And there's just like a whole bunch of fun stuff. And these discounts are big. Like this is the only time I've done this way. And these are all items that are going to help you grow in 2025. You can think of them all as self-care for your business, like business self-care. So 24 Days of Biz-Mas Cheer kicks off on December 1st. And every single day, and when you sign up through that form at AlyciaYerves.com/Bizmas Cheer, that's Bizmas Cheer. Um, when you sign up for that, you'll be on the list and you'll get a welcome email that explains where the blog post is. So you can bookmark that and keep checking. And then the time sensitive deals I'm going to send you emails about. And I'm excited. I'm excited to try this, you know? Um, and maybe when you see what I do, maybe it'll give you some ideas for what you could do this year or next year. And you don't have to do it this big. Start with something small. Do 5 days, do 3 days. But chances are you have something you could offer. You have something you could pull together real quick. Um, there's another online educator I follow, Laura Belgray, and her famous line is just slap shit up. And I love that. Like that is my style. Um, and so think about what products and services or solutions you have, or maybe there's stuff that, it's been sitting on your digital shelf and like you've been hemming and hawing about launching this thing. Maybe this will inspire you to get it launched so that you can run a promotion towards it before the Christmas break, Might be too late for Black Friday, but maybe not. Like, you should see the stuff I've pulled together in a day. It's crazy. I always say I get my best ideas in the bathroom in the morning. Like, it is what it is. I'm keeping it real with you. Um, and when that happens, I have something launched by that afternoon or that night. That's that ADHD hyperfocus superpower. I'm sure some of you out there can relate to that. So I would love to have you come check out 24 Days of Biz-Mas Cheer, my virtual advent calendar of daily stocking stuffers. I'm really excited to try this and see how it goes. This is an experiment, but I'm looking forward to it. And it's also a great opportunity with this kind of thing, because I'm doing so many offers, it's a great opportunity to remind my list of what I do. And think of that for your clientele, right? Like chances are there's folks who don't know all the services you provide. They don't know all the packages you have or all the offers. Or they forgot they need a refresher, right? And so doing something like this where you're spotlighting a different promotion or a different deal, a different service each day or each week or whatever, it allows that thing to take center stage and allows your audience to be like, oh yeah, oh, or wow, I didn't know that. I had no idea she offered that. Case in point, when I opened my business, I did not offer web design, but I kept getting inquiries about it. So after about like 2 years or 3 years of inquiries, I was like, okay, we need to offer web services or web design services. How can I figure this out? So I figured it out. And was able to offer that finally. And now that's one of the main things I'm hired for is web design. In addition to brand design, marketing support, content strategy, development, etc. So anyway, really, really excited. I can't even believe how deeply I'm discounting some of these things, but it's like, you know what? Like this is the craze of this holiday season. Like you might as well go big or go home, right? And we'll see what happens. So, would love to have you check that out. Put yourself on my nice list, okay? Even if you're naughty, I don't care. AlyciaYerves.com/Bizmas Cheer. And just remember that whether you jump into the Black Friday-ness or you focus more on, Christmas, Hanukkah, and more of the stuff in December, find something that works for you. And you can totally do things your way. You don't have to follow my plan. You don't have to follow, just like, I took inspiration from Lydia Martin, but like I'm not doing her plan exactly. I'm doing kind of my own thing. And I'm starting big and I haven't, it's an ambitious plan. And, maybe I'll regret this when this is all over, but whatever. It's done. I'm doing it. I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. So find a way that works for you. And I'm excited to see what you come up with and what you promote. If you're, uh, thinking of how you can offer something, getting in under the wire or something for December, let me know. I want to hear from you. What are you offering? Maybe you have questions about what you could offer. I'd love to brainstorm with you. So drop me a note. I'm happy to help. And just remember, focus on your strengths. Okay? Like, what is something that people are like, oh my God, she's so good at that? Or you're so good at this. Like, oh, please help me. I really need your help. Could I pick your brain on this, this, this? Like, what are the things that your audience needs? That's what you can turn into deals and offers and gifts for them. Like, what is that phrase? Surprise and delight, right? How can you surprise and delight your audience? So think of that throughout this whole season. On a personal note, I'm very grateful to you for listening, for subscribing to my podcast, subscribing to my emails, subscribing or following me on social media, and being part of my universe. And I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving if you are in the US and you celebrate that. I am going to be watching the Macy's parade tomorrow morning while simultaneously making 15 pounds of mashed potatoes with Kerrygold butter and steeped herbs. So that'll be fun. And yeah, let's all have a really nice holiday season. The world is nuts right now. And so we should just eat turkey and set up the tree early and have a nice holiday season without the hustle culture. But you should still download my guide, AlyciaYerves.com/holiday hustle for that free guide. And then AlyciaYerves.com/Biz-Mas Cheer for my virtual advent calendar. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.